hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip
Bars is back.
hip hop. And you know, little game for y'all, man. The toughest, once you start getting some money, you know what I'm saying? The toughest niggas in your city that you feel like you gonna have a problem with, you go holler at some other motherfuckers who standing back watching everything, and you put some money on your head to, even if you trip and fall one day, you feel me, and catch a cold and die of fucking COVID, them niggas gonna have a problem on their hands, and everything else is breathing around them. And once they know that you got the drop on them like that, they gonna make sure your coat stay clean. They're not gonna play with you, you know what I mean? But you gotta get the drop on them first and let them know, nigga, I got binoculars on all this shit. And then go mind your business. Don't be a rebel rouser after that. Go mind your business, but let them know while y'all being foolish, nigga. Don't fuck around and get elected. Shout out to Lil J. That's some game from an OG, nigga.
Indeed, man. Appreciate that. Caution, man. Let's talk about that. Sale, Kato, signing the Ice Cube, lynch mob.
Right.
Get into it, brother.
Well, we was on the set of Higher Learning, and we wasn't there to be in the movie. We was there to try to steal shit. And we didn't even know that it was Higher Learning they was shooting. We just seen a movie set that was by USC. So we was up there trying to steal some shit. Niggas seen Ice Cube. We was like, what the fuck? So one of the niggas had the inclination to run back. Let's go back to the house. It was about 10, 15 minutes away from the crib, to go back and get this tape, this demo tape that had been floating around South Central, that Capitol Records had gave them niggas, because I wasn't in the group yet, them niggas $5,000 back then. It was some shit called a demo deal that you got before the record deal. And
hey brother, sorry to interrupt you. You sound kind of scrambled again, bro. You sound scrambled a little bit.
Can y'all hear me?
Can you hear us? Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yep.
All right. You sound scrambled for a minute, but you can pick back up.
Yeah, cause my fucking battery was about to die. I didn't even notice it. My bad.
No, you good, bro.
Yeah. So Capitol Records gave Kausion a demo deal, and that's, for $5,000. For all y'all that don't know, back in the day, before you got a record deal, they would give you a demo deal and let you go in the studio and record some in the major studio, and then you would come back and they would see if they would like the album or pass. So they did that, and Capitol decided to pass. They didn't want to pursue the project any further, but they let them walk with the demo. So them niggas, was shopping the demo elsewhere, and asked, me one Saturday to come get on a song. I didn't know nothing about the demo tape at the time or nothing. I just went to school with one of the niggas, and we had just won a talent show at school, and he was a judge in the talent show. So after that, the nigga was like, man, you should come to the studio on Saturday. I'm like, the studio? I had never been in the studio. I didn't know the process of how music was made. I was living a whole nother lifestyle. None of this shit was even, I didn't know nothing about that. So I show up to the studio, and we end up doing the song with that South Central, like that Be Real ended up being on the hook. But we sampled that part at the time. So we sampled that nigga, put it on there. I did my verse. Everybody done their verse. Went home, went back to school. Like 6 months passed. The 6 months passed. That's when the nigga called like, hey, yo, these fucking movie trucks is over here by my house. Come through. Because we had been stealing shit. Every time a movie was shot up there, we was tearing their ass up, right? So we get back up there. Nigga see Ice Cube. So he was like, man, let's go back and get the tape. So I didn't even know they had put that song that I had did with him on the back of that tape. So I'm like mad as fuck because I'm trying to steal something. I think we're going to miss something. So long story short, we get the tape, give it to Cube. First off, this nigga got us waiting outside his trailer for like 3 hours. Finally, he opened the door. Like, give me the fucking tape. Gave him the tape. Boom. He slammed the door. We didn't hear from this nigga for another 6 months, right? The nigga finally called one day and was like, whoever the 3 dudes who on the last song, that's who I want the group to be. Cause Kausion was 5 niggas already. I wasn't even in the group. So they had to cut like 3 niggas and put me in the group. That's how that happened.
So how did that relationship go? Was that cool, like smooth sailing, or was there a little resentment?
To keep it a buck, one of the niggas ended up getting life in prison. The other nigga, I think, got killed. And one nigga, my nigga D, I don't know what happened to D. But one nigga got life, one nigga got killed, I think, and the other nigga, I forgot what happened to Lil D. But I never got no flack from it. You know what I mean? Them niggas was cool niggas. You feel me? Like, I never. And then again, we had them niggas was from the east side of LA. I was from the west side, so we didn't have the same group of friends, and never hung out. Besides that day.
Right. How was you and Q's relationship then and now?
Then it was good. Now it's still good. You know what I mean? But then I was more depending on, that's Ice Cube. He got money. That's how I'm going to get rich too. By him giving it to me, which was the wrong, but I was a kid. So it took me a while to understand this nigga setting you up to get your own money. And, by that time, all the Pac shit had happened because Cube had warned me, many, 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 many times how that situation was going to play out. You know what I mean? And he also didn't want to, at the time have anything to do with them guys because they had the city hot and, he was going in another direction. So us messing with those guys was forcing him to do business with those guys. And, he was mad about it. And that was like a lot of the reason why Cube kind of eased off the gas from us because, he was trying to prove a point. No matter how successful this album is, like, nigga, I could put the brakes on this shit, which he did.
You said that was all because your affiliation with Pop?
I don't want to say all because, but that at the time was 80% of it. You know what I mean? 20%, I told you so.
From a kid to a man, looking back at it now, do you understand like why he did it and how is your outlook on it now?
I mean, because it turned out for me good and it was a brutal lesson that shaped me into speaking the words that, I love him for it. And I do understand it. And I would have reacted the same way. Matter of fact, I probably wouldn't have had as much patience as he had with me. You know what I'm saying? And to keep it a buck with you, the Grand Theft Auto game, we made a shitload of money off that game. There's a lot of people that was on that game, but our situation was set up slightly different because we ended up being on the soundtrack that's actually sold on the disc. Like, everybody's not on the soundtrack that you could go buy at Best Buy or Tower Records.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So hold on real quick. Anybody that bought that video game, y'all got residual on, like a buy off of?
Definitely. But
Jeez.
the people who were on the actual soundtrack of the game, like
right.
When you go buy the soundtrack, it's like only 16 songs and 3 discs with 16 songs. But on the radio station on the game, it's probably like 400 songs. You feel me? So they couldn't pay everybody the same scale. But the people that was on the disc, so, Cube set all that shit up. DJ Pooh and, all them niggas. And, it was at a time when I hadn't talked to Cube in 10 years. Feel me? And the nigga set that deal up again to where it was life-changing. Literally. You know what I mean? Like, so, and forever is going to continue to bring in bread. So, that nigga wasn't too mad at me. It wasn't, but this is a hard lesson. But I won, you know what I mean? And I could teach my son things to where, you know, you have no time to be a kid. Like, enjoy this shit for 24 hours, then go back to work. You can't enjoy it for 24 years and then go to work. You know what I mean? This is what got these niggas drinking, doing drugs, and doing things that they wouldn't normally do, that's out of their character, because they're searching for that respect again. They're searching for that high that they had that was, you know, naturally generated.